Edoardo, you keep on talking about one-to-ones as if they're this holy grail. But yet and still you just talk about relationships, as in we're at work to make friends. We're not. We're at work to actually do work. So can't I just use one-to-ones to talk about work at some point? Because there are things that I need to share with this other person. There are things that we need to manage. Can I talk about work during one-to-ones? I get where the question is coming from, if this might have been you speaking. And my answer is yes, you can talk about work, tasks, projects, clients, whatever, in some situations. Short answer, keep it for the end. Whenever you need to share a point about work, keep it for the end of the one-to-one. Never, ever start with that. If you start with saying like, hey, just before we get started, how have you managed to get back to that client? Boom, you screwed up the whole thing. Because all of a sudden you are the manager imposing a topic and you're not letting the other person guide the conversation towards where this relationship is going professionally. So yeah, you can talk about work, but once the whole one-to-one is finished, take 5 minutes and be like, hey, apart from this, if there is nothing else, I need to ask about how this project is going, what's happening here or there, and talk about that. But keep it as a conclusion. Do not let that dominate the half an hour you and the other person have together. And in general, there can be other situations where you can talk about work with that person. You can organize your time around it. You can manage where you should be talking about work and when, whether it's a weekly one-to-one, whether it's a project-specific discussion, you name it. My point is that if managers are needing to guide their teams more and more via the relationship of trust they managed to establish, bringing work and tasks and hierarchy in the platform that helps you build that relationship on a regular basis is a mistake. That is the broader picture and the longer answer to can I talk about work during a one-to-one? What's your take on this? Let me know. Thank you and talk soon.